Hey everybody, my name is Denise and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I achieve volume, soft and defined curls through my fine curly hair routine step by step. Let's curl into it. I know, that was really bad. First, I used a clarifying shampoo, which is by Odell. The reason why I like to use a clarifying shampoo before I go ahead and use a regular shampoo is to make sure that my scalp is nice and clean due to the hair products that I use in my hair. Next, I use the L'Oreal Everpure shampoo. Supposedly this is a dupe to their curly hair shampoo. I'm all for a dupe, and so far I've got great results from it. Then I use a hair mask from Raw Sugar. It's called Mighty Curls. I really love this hair mask. It smells amazing, feels like I'm at a beach, and it has a great slip to it. After I leave the hair mask in my hair for about 5 to 10 minutes, I rinse it out, and then I use the L'Oreal Everpure conditioner. After I'm done conditioning my hair, I go ahead and rinse that out as well. All right, let's get started. So first, I like to check to see if my hair is soaking wet or damp. I have some dry spots, but that's okay because I do have a spray bottle. I like to apply my products in sections to make sure that the product really stays on my hair. So first I like to section off the bottom and then use my clip to clip the rest. Using the spray bottle, I'll make sure that it's not dry. I like to begin using a leave-in conditioner, and today I'm actually only going to use 3 products for my hair because when it comes to my fine curly hair, I do notice that if I apply a lot of hair products in it, it weighs my curls down and I don't want to do that. So through trial and error, I realized that less is more, and so far the products I'm using today that I'm showing you works for me. So I like to go in with actually the Trader Joe's leave-in conditioner. This is actually, I just started using this. I do like it. So besides just trying to spray it onto my hair directly because it's hard to actually use the pump, I go ahead and just spray it in my hand, like about that much, because I'm just doing it again in sections. I rub it all in using the praying hands. I like to rake through from top to bottom, but not all the way from the top. Then I use a curl activator by AG Care. I've used this actually for a long time. However, it is a little bit thick to me for my curls. So what I do is I take just a little bit. I use this spray bottle, spray to make it not as thick anymore, which it should look like this. So same thing, I will rake through. Make sure all of it is put through. And then I take my bounce curl brush and go from underneath and out. And then wiggle it. Wiggle it just a little bit. After I brush through, I go ahead and I scrunch, 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 scrunch. I do notice that all of my curls are not exactly the same. I actually have a mixture of 3A, B, and C. My 3C curls happen to be at the back of my head for some reason, which can be annoying. Okay, so next I will take my next section using my fingers going through across. Now, even though I'm using this one section like this, I do break the back into 2. Meaning, so I make sure I clip the top, and that entire row that I took, as you can see, I break it into 2 because again, I want to make sure that I'm applying my product in my hair evenly. So I'll spray the leave-in conditioner in my hand, move it around, and pray in hands. Okay, so now that I'm done applying all the products, what I do like to do is do finger rolling for some curls because my curls, again, they all are not the same. So some of I feel like are stubborn. So I go ahead and do the finger rolling, and it's usually have to be done on the front of my hair. So what I do is I take a small piece because when you do finger rolling, the curls are seem more clumped, which is fine because you can separate them. But I start from the bottom like this. I take the piece underneath, make sure you have product on your hand, and I take the second part and roll it over and then just begin rolling to the top. Once I'm at the top, I twirl it around town. And now you have a beautiful curl. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for a few more pieces that I feel like needs it. Again, you take the bottom piece, have this index finger in, put it over that one, and then once they're intertwined, you could roll. Kind of reminds me of a fruit roll up. That one wasn't that great. Then go ahead and try it again. It does take some time to get used to. I know it took me a little bit. Then I will go ahead and just do that for a few more pieces. And then scrunch at the end. And then now I feel like the front of this side is a little bit more defined. So again, if you feel like you don't have that much product on your hair, because when you're doing the finger rolling, you gotta make sure that you have product on your hair. So I'll do this piece in the front. Bam. It's actually satisfying when you see it curl up. And I'll do that for Maybe 2 more pieces. Because again, I just feel like the curls at the front of my head are always stubborn. So this technique definitely helped big time. And then scrunch away. Once I'm satisfied with the front, the last step I do is use the Umberto Gianni curl jelly. I only use a little bit to scrunch into my hair. Just want to make sure that you're careful with applying gels. I know with my past experience with applying gels, mixing it with certain products made it end up being clumpy. Once I put it in my hair, kind of looked like I had dandruff, and we don't want that look in our hair. So what I first do is I do like a patch test. I take some of the product that I think I'm going to use for my hair, put it in the back of my hand and mix it. If I see that it begins to clump, then I try to figure out, okay, what order do I need to put it in? So for this particular routine, I do notice that if I use this gel after I use this leave-in, it will cause the clump. However, when I tried it where I first applied the leave-in conditioner, then I applied the curl activator. When I use this at the end to scrunch, I didn't have an issue. So I'm just going to put a little bit in my hand. And again, I like this gel because it's lightweight. Because again, less is more. We can't put really a lot of product. And then I just scrunch away and I flip. It smells so good. I carefully flip it back. Scrunch on this side. Because I do like nice, defined, voluminous curls, since my hair is fine and curly, unfortunately. But that's okay, because there's ways that we can make it look fabulous. All right. So once I feel like I have enough, again, just take a little bit more and then I apply the outside like this, just to make sure that I don't get any frizz. All right, so this is the back. And what I'm going to do is diffuse it, but before I go ahead and diffuse it, I like to let it air dry first for 30 minutes, and then I will begin diffusing. So once I'm done letting this cast brew in my hair, I will go in and diffuse. All right, so now that my hair has air dried for 30 minutes, I'm going to begin diffusing. But before I begin diffusing, I did forget to mention the main reason why I used the Trader Joe's leave-in conditioner is because it has a heat protectant. So since I want to not only moisturize my curls, I want to make sure that they're protected as well. So I do want to make sure that I have volume in my hair. So if you'd like, I usually put pins at the top of my hair to lift up the root. So that way when I'm diffusing, it has volume. So only put a few clips in where I feel that my hair tends to look a little flat, and it's usually at the root. Okay, so now that my hair is clipped at the top, I'm going to begin diffusing my hair. First, I will hover over my hair. I will not touch it just yet until I feel like my hair is maybe 80% dry. I will go ahead and use on high speed, medium heat. So let's begin. Okay, once I feel like my hair is diffused enough, I will hair dry. I go in with the hair oil from Trader Joe's, just put a little bit in my hand. That way I could fluff out my curls. Push each side. And then I will take a pick and just do it at the root so that way I could get some volume. All right, and that is it. I hope you enjoyed this video, especially to my fellow fine curly haired ladies. If so, please click the like button below and or subscribe to my channel. As always, be kind, especially to yourself. Bye everybody.